Glitch City, year 2070X AD. A city that shouldn't exist, a tax haven where corporations and criminal empires reign supreme. In this place, all human life has been infected with nanomachines to keep them in check. Over them stands the White Knights, who ensure that a corrupt government's laws are obeyed. Here, brutality in all its forms is an everyday reality. The quality of life for the non-powerful decreases at an alarming rate. For many, this can be overwhelming. Some devote themselves to their jobs, their families, or even their studies. Some look for ways to escape this place, and others just give up. But for many of them, the answer lies at the bottom of a glass. On a small road just seconds away from the main street, somewhere near the slums, you can find the Hall A of the BTC certified bar coded VA11. But that's a mouthful, so we just call it Valhalla. And it's here where this story unfolds. VA11 Hall A, Valhalla for convenience and waifu bartending for those in the know, is a visual novel available on all PC, Sony and Nintendo platforms, excluding the 3DS. The title covers 20 days in the life of bartender Julianne Stingray, or Jill as she prefers to be called, and as the name of the video gave away, it is a masterpiece. So get comfy, grab some snacks or a drink, and let me tell you why I loved Valhalla. Valhalla as a game is incredibly simple. The core of the gameplay simply revolves around listening to people's drink orders and then making them. Almost every drink in the game, including beer, is made from a combination of at most 5 ingredients, with the ability to age a drink, mix it, blend it, or create it on the rocks, aka with ice. The drink created depends on which ingredients are used, and that is really all it comes down to. That is the core gameplay. If I had any complaint with this game, it would be that it's too simplistic. But to be honest, I'm just happy it has something. So many visual novels take the name of that genre too literally, and are simply electronic novels with images. No gameplay at all. But mixing drinks creates progression in the same way that Finding Evidence does in the Ace Attorney series. But, unlike that series, getting a drink wrong or mixing up the order doesn't lead to game overs. You are penalised with less money at the end of the day, but progression doesn't stop if you get it wrong. Instead, the amount of story given to the player changes, and it's here that Valhalla truly shines as a game. See, visual novels exist to tell a story, but many of them force the story on the player no matter what happens. Going back to Ace Attorney again, the story will always go its way, and if the player gets something wrong, they are penalised and just made to try again. Not in Valhalla. Instead, getting the correct drinks will not only lead to more money, but will also allow Jill to become more friendly with the various clientele who visit the bar. By becoming friends with the clients, they are more likely to open up about their various individual stories about surviving in Glitch City. They are more likely to return to the bar, and depending on when certain drinks are given and how much alcohol is given, certain characters may show up instead of others, and this changes up how the story progresses. This is because this game isn't really about Valhalla, and not just about Jill. She has a story throughout this, dealing with loss, what it means to be free, and about her place in the world, but that's just a tiny part of the overall picture. Everyone who comes to the bar has their own story, from the other employees to the regulars and then the one-off visitors. Their stories are rarely explicitly laid out, and it is up to the player to piece the pieces together. These can be got from speaking to clients, sometimes multiple to get a clearer picture, reading the Augmented Eye, the city's local tabloid, checking online forums, or the blog of Lilim superstar Kira Miki. And there is more to serving drinks than getting the correct order or not. Some drinks have optional alcohol, and choosing to not give any alcohol or fill it up to the max and get your clients absolutely plastered can lead to different results. Many of the regulars have their favourite drinks or style of drink, and sometimes giving them that as opposed to what they really ordered can lead to them opening up more. Entire story arcs can be missed by not getting to know your customers well enough, and pleasing certain key customers can lead to additional endings. To help with this, it is important to keep Jill happy as well. Money can be used to buy new drinks, music or decorations for Jill's flat, and this can help her to stay focused at work. While focused, she won't forget people's orders and may even have some better suggestions in her mind to get better story results. However, it's important not to spend too much money. Jill has bills and rent to pay throughout the game, and these are required payments. Missing them won't end the story, but will lead you to the game's bad ending. So think next time you really want that doll of the protagonist of Y2K. Yes, his beard grows, but maybe that money is better spent on keeping the lights on in your flat? While getting distracted can be bad for Jill, as long as you as the player remembers the order, then it's fine. Maybe grab a pen and paper like a real bartender if you think you're going to struggle. All 24 drinks are listed in the game's computer, with some secret drinks and optional bottled drinks listed at the back. The game really isn't too difficult, and even after I eventually stopped buying goods so that I could pay my rent, I never missed an order. But this game isn't meant to be difficult. Instead, this game is a relaxing experience, making it perfect for the Nintendo Switch. Put headphones on, dim the lights, and snuggle up in bed while listening to the problems of cute pixelated girls from all walks of life. In order to ensure the game has this relaxing experience, you have the presentation. The game uses detailed sprite work for its visuals that truly capture the cyberpunk aesthetic of the game. The robots look like robots, the neon is bright and colourful, and there is both a general feel of comfort and dreariness to the world that Jill inhabits. But what really makes this game an experience is the god tier soundtrack. Valhalla has such a fantastic OST, and it knows it does. The sound test is available from Jill's apartment, and twice during Jill's work the player can pick which songs they want to play on the jukebox. This is also where one minor complaint comes in, but the time to load the preview music for each song takes too long. In the end, I would often put random songs together or theme it based on their names. But thankfully, every song is astounding, and I would never regret my song choice despite them being chosen at complete random. I called Valhalla a masterpiece earlier, and I stick by that. It certainly is more story than actual gameplay, and what little gameplay it has is simple and easy. But not every game needs to be a Dark Souls or a Cuphead. For the first time in a while, I found myself immersed into a game world where I actively had to think about what was happening. The world building and lore is never handed to the player. They have to piece it all together. And while some story points are set in stone, the amount of story given is entirely based on a player's skill. This allows for multiple playthroughs, where the player can experiment with their drink options, grow familiar with the clients, and see what new story and details can be learned. This game also really made me want to try out some new cocktails, so extra bonus points for making me want to experience new things outside of the game world as well. If you are the type of gamer who doesn't care about story at all in their video games, and only wants the simple action provided by games like Mario and Super Smash Bros., then maybe Valhalla won't be for you. But for anyone who enjoys RPGs like Final Fantasy, adventure games like Zelda and Dark Souls, and other visual novels like Ace Attorney or Doki Doki Literature Club, then I could not recommend Valhalla enough. Before I go, I would like to thank developer Sukapan Games and publisher Isbrid Games for sending me this game to review. I hope it does them well. As for everyone else, let me know if you are going to buy this game or if you have played it already. A special thanks to all of our wonderful regulars on screen right now, in particular our super regular, the Duke of Dorks. To everyone watching, remember to stay healthy, stay relaxed, and always remember to return to the source.